All right, people. It is that time of the day, that time of the week again to get some painting in. Which means let's get our supplies over. So what I still got a couple things to work on this painting. A few things. Okay, number one fan. The number one fan, Kate Prefert. The number one fan according to my YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe to my subscriptions, which is great. Great to have you as part of this live stream. So let's get this going. Oof, this room reeks of mineral spirits and oil paints. That's why I got a fan on. I actually feel like I want to open my door here to get some cross ventilation. But it's hard because it's hard to get cross ventilation. Whew. It's mineral spirits and oil paints. Let's work on this painting here. What do I need to make it happen here? Trying to think of what needs to happen in order to really complete some of this. Yeah. So into here. Go with a different brush right now. So this should be a good brush. Come into here. Just take a nice small brush and just clean up some of these edges here. How am I doing today? I'm doing great. I just finished the lunch. So my only goal now for the rest of the night is really just to paint, which is awesome. That's the most exciting thing that can happen. Very exciting. So what do I want to do? I want to find a nice yellow tan color, like a tan, yellow, red, super light white tan color. And that's what I'm aiming for right now as I make this new color here. I just want to use this for some highlight here. Dip our mineral spirit just to keep it nice and thin. Just want to go nice and thin with this color here. this will be my like 6th time painting over this face. I've changed this so many times. I need to just finally do one that I'm just happy with and just stick with it. Let's add a little bit. Let's go with a white highlight. We're gonna mix between this other tan color that we have and like a white highlight. What we got going on here? It's just gonna help us create this ever so soft color. I should probably just stick with one shade of this the whole time until I'm ready to, go into a different color, go into other shade. But we're just gonna go make some nice little brush strokes all the way around. Just go like this. And just keep building this color up around. Trying to highlight the face, add some of these shadows or these like browner colors around the eyes. Let's see where this needs to go. We're gonna come around here. Actually, this eyelid needs to come up a little bit. See how we can find this highlight right into here and into the cheeks here. Yo, someone sent the pumpkin head. Wow, I've been missing on this chat tonight, but thank you to everybody sending these wonderful things. Happy Halloween. Yes, La Boo Boo, Res Girl, what's up, Danny? Danny's back after all the criticisms yesterday. He still is back. Thank you so much for jumping back. Myra, GGAODA. Myra, thank you so much. Myra's number one. Myra has stolen the #1 spot, and she has gifted a pumpkin head, which is just so wonderful. Such gifts mean so much. I saw this funny video. Maybe it's not that funny to everybody, but it's funny to me. It was a video of like, it was a video of the artist known as, I guess, Drake. He was on doing a live stream, and somebody gifted him like $100. And it's funny because, or maybe it was like $10, but it's funny that like, anybody would gift Drake money knowing that he has like so much. And I think it's interesting to think of his reaction versus, the typical streamer. Any typical streamer would be so grateful to have someone appreciate the artwork. So thank you so much. I'm not Drake, and I do value whatever anyone wants to contribute to help support the ongoing work. And all I can say is that even a pumpkin head during these holidays can go a long way. Because it's not, there's the financial element of everything. Wow, I sent another one. See, there's the there is the financial, right, but I think more so, I think it's knowing that someone gets so much value out of what you're doing, so much benefit out of what you're doing, that it's like, oh, okay, it is the sign that this is all worth it, and that you should definitely continue. So yes, I shall continue my streams, and I shall continue this painting of a cat. This painting is actually titled Virgin and the Cat. Based off of a painting by Bouguereau titled Virgin and the Baby, or Virgin and the Child, which is, an old school classic painting. But obviously we're taking a different approach to it with the cat, because I love my cat, my black cat. See, your supports of the stream doesn't just support me, it also helps to support a black cat. Here, let me have my cat give thanks. Well, you know what? He's taking a nap, but I don't know if I should. I think we should. Let's see if he'll. Let me see how he's doing right now. He's probably awake. Let me have him come say hello. Scout, where are you, my boy? Let's go say hello. This is Mr. Scout, the wonderful model of our photo. And as you could tell, he is the guy. So thank you for all the wonderful pumpkins. Gonna make sure to give him a nice little choo-doo treat later. My boy. Is that right? Give you a nice choo-doo later. That's my boy. My boy Scout, yes. Just gotta snort him up like a just love the smell of him. Alright, I'm gonna put him back now. Does anybody else love the smell of their cat as much as I do? Because somehow cats' breaths can stink, yet when they groom themselves, they still end up smelling like pancakes or blueberry muffins. But yes, thank you for the pumpkins. Very wonderful. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the wonderful gifts. And it's Halloween, so it is like perfect timing. It's perfect timing for a pumpkin. All right, but let's keep this going. Let's not get too distracted here with the wonderful presents and Free Fire wants to ask a question. Free Fire, you can ask a question. I may not answer it, but go ahead and ask a question. I can't always guarantee an answer because I don't always know. I may not have the answers. I don't have the answers to everything. Just because I'm streaming on YouTube doesn't mean I have the answers to all of life's questions. But if it's relevant and if it has to do with like art and like, it's not too weird, I would I would totally I will totally entertain your question, my good friend, sir, person. When did I realize the painting was for me? So Free Fire says he fell into a scam and you're worried the scammer doesn't have Free Fire, you should tell the police. If you're worried about being scammed, please refer to the police, don't refer to me. I don't have an answer for you. If you fell for a scam, that's all I can tell you. I can't go any further than that because I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a expert on scams. I do not, I am at least conscious of, the types of scams that are out there, and I know how to avoid them. But if you've already fallen for it, honestly, I would love to help you. I would love to be a resource for you to to give you the answers. But honestly, I think the only answer that I can give you is go tell the cops, call the police, maybe make a post on Reddit. But that's really all I've got for you. But it's the way of the world. The way of the world cannot always have the answers. But maybe someone else in here, that's the one thing good about posting on the internet. Maybe someone else in here has those answers. Thank you, Azraya. Thank you. That's what I continue to make for, just to create something beautiful. Create some beautiful things. That's the goal. Hola, Mayra Huerta. Do I remember Cat Power? I do not remember Cat Power specifically. I don't remember if we had a conversation, but I do recognize that name a little bit. So, does that actually mean anything? I don't know. I need my ruler. My ruler is going to help me establish a couple of shapes on the eyes here. So on the eyes, we're going to come around. Add two little highlights down each side. Let's go ahead and build these highlights up. Let's see. Thanks for sharing, Ola chat. It's Raya. So Myra, welcome. I know there's a lot of people in here right now that have been here a few times, but Myra seems pretty new. So Myra, thanks for jumping in. And I like to treat this like a little radio call in. What brought you in here? What brought you in here today? Obviously, you wanted to contribute to the painting and everything, so that's very clear. But what else? What else? It's Halloween. Are you in the Halloween mood, obviously, or what else? Feel free to share your thoughts, your experiences, it's getting you going nowadays. And let's see how we can blend this section up a little bit. We're gonna go. I'm gonna make this side of the nose a little bit bigger. And I just really just got to fill in this part of the cheek right there. It's gonna go a little bit of a more natural color here. Let's try to blend this nose in. Let's try to get this yellow. We're gonna find this yellow color right now. You have a pizza again? You got a pizza again? When are you gonna share with us your pizza? That's part of being a good stream friend is sharing the pizza. And if you're not gonna share pizza, like you don't have to brag about it. You don't have to tell us about how much better than us you are with all your pizza. You could just, not make us all feel bad about not having pizza like you. All right, so we're gonna come around like so. What are you doing with your pizza? Don't do anything too weird with that pizza, okay? Let's keep it PG here. Uh-oh, naughty cat. What happens to a naughty cat? They get extra hugs. Naughty cats get hugged until they don't want to be hugged anymore. That's what happens when my cats are naughty. My cats are being naughty, I just give them a hug. All right, and here we go. No treats? What? Come on now, even a naughty cat deserves treats. You can't withhold treats from a cat. How could you? How could you withhold treats from your cat? What did they ever do? How bad could they have been? No cat could be so bad that you would need to withhold treats. That's impossible. You'll be lucky if your cats let you live through the night. And right now I'm just going around and I'm just blending in some of these colors right now, creating a much smoother effect, taking all the colors and really just kind of smoothing out the skin here. Might be a little too smooth, but that's okay. I hope you're joking. For your safety, I hope you're joking because, if it was my cats, I'm pretty sure my cats wouldn't let me sleep through the night and survive if I withheld treats from them. No, this color's not going to work. Maybe we could find a purple. I think a purple would create a good shadow around the eyes. So a good little purple. Go for a dulled purple color. Let's see how this will look. We're going to come around and all right, let's go. Trying to find the right color here. It's hard to find just the right shade of this. Yo, Emmett! I mean, Omizu. Dude, I almost called Emmett Omizu. I mean, Omizu Emmett. I did call it Omizu Emmett. That is very weird. Very, very unusual. So right now, just starting to build up some shadows on this face here. Go around. I'll go with a nice dark version of this purple here. All right, let's go bring some highlights in around our lips here. Honestly, I think that should really help us move this face along. These lips, so we're gonna go down these lips right here. Let's go ahead and purple to blend down our face again. And just get this just around the edges of the lips here. It's like a nice soft color. So Mizu has become a master rock painter. If anybody is curious how to paint rocks, Mizu is now a master of it. Even though he didn't spend 10,000 hours, Mizu is the master of the rocks. Rock master. Rock master. 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 Da 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 da. Some good old Metallica. We could all use some Metallica in our life, right? Metallica is a healthy choice of music. It's a very healthy choice of music. All right, so right around these eyes, what do I need to do right here? Something about these eyes are a little off. Just a little bit off. Let me grab. I listened to a great live stream today. Highly recommend it. I got 2 recommendations today, 2 plugs. Mizu Paints and Dondrell Arts. Dondrell's Arts or Dondrell Arts. I was watching them today and I was like, you know what? Today is a day I have to paint. Today is a day that must not go to waste. I must use it for the purposes of making artwork. And here I am. Without those 2 live streams, I might have painted anyway, but maybe at a different time. Maybe I might not have felt as motivated, right? Like that's the one thing about I've seen some people like comment about worrying about posting too much. And for me, you know what? I love when I'm on social media, surrounded by people that like post all the time. And I feel like there was a point in my life recently where like that might have been annoying to me. Like, oh, this person posts so much. What? Do they paint every day? And I think that's just like an insecurity. My personal insecurity at the time, right? Like it was like my personal insecurity. I was projecting my own thought of like, I wish I could paint more often type of thing. And this envy that somebody else could paint more. And then, after that I changed and I was like, you know what, it's kind of great being around people that post all the time. Because yes, every once in a while it could get annoying if it's like the same thing over and over or whatever. But it's like people that you like, artwork that you like, and they're constantly sharing new ideas. It's so great because it kind of motivates you too, right? It motivates me, or at least myself. Um, I feel as if being in tune with people that post a lot is really helpful for my creativity because yes, it is, there's a level of like inspiration and motivation for me. And unless you're like a superstar, I think we've all got a lot of work to do, right? We've all got a lot of people to see, people to meet, a lot of people to see, people to meet, and all those things, all those happy things. And when I was talking about like how I used to think versus how I think now, that was like long time ago. Like yes, as I was an artist, like starting out years ago, but maybe even before then, as like a content creator, trying to figure out the whole content game. Like, how can this person post so much? And I realized you kind of have to. Not always. You could just run a Instagram. By the way, if anyone wants to know a hack for YouTube that I've discovered, and yes, it does cost money, but running YouTube ads, I think it is very good for your algorithm. Some people are against it, but I'm not. I think it's very, very helpful. At helping support your channel. So I need to go like this. You see an ear cat. You see an ear cat. What are you saying this time, Kate? What are you trying to express to us? I am unclear. I need more words in order to figure out what it is you're trying to say. More words, please. Hey, streaming. All right, let's find. So where did I just get that color from? I need to find just a littlest hint of shadow.
Streaming?
Yeah.
I thought you want to shut this door. Oh, but the air is on. Okay. I couldn't back your truck in or car.
Okay.
So, just wanted to let you know.
Let me see. How's this looking? All right. Let's tighten out the face here. I'm gonna go clean off this brush. We just want to brush around some of these colors here. Let's brush up some of this shadow area. Let's go over here for a little bit, get into the eyes. And you know what? I do want to add in some deep eyelashes. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna go like this. What color do we want to use? We want to use like a dark brown. So I'm gonna take a Payne's gray. Use that to darken my burnt sienna color. Bobette Soviet Frenny. What's going on? What am I doing? I'm painting. Can't you see? Can't you tell? I need a single hairbrush. I need like a single hairbrush. Just one tiny speck of hair. What do people use? I've seen people use like needle points or something just for like a single hairbrush. I have this. Maybe this could function as a single hairbrush. Maybe I just need to thin this paint really, really thin. So thin that like the tip of the brush is just so thin. Like razor pointed. Let me see. It's working. It's actually working. That looks good. Now for the other eye. Let's get this nice razor thin point again. And all I do to do that is to just spin it as much as I can to just get this really, really thin point. And all I'm really working is for some eyelashes here. So just get some eyelashes. That's all we need. Just really, really paper, needle thin eyelashes. And let's go just a little bit further. We're going to take this just a hint further. I hope I don't mess up too much. That's the goal, is not to mess up too much. I just want to... That's one of my weaknesses, is really being comfortable with shadow. It's really hard for me to just add shadows. But I know that shadows are so important. And adding them just right can really make a huge difference in your artwork. Yo, Aaron Williamson is here to share his wisdom. What you got for us? What you got for us? What kind of wisdom are you here to share with us? We are your captive audience. Allow us to be your captive audience. What is our lesson? Teach us, a wise one, Aaron. By the way, I'm not being sarcastic. I know you said great technique with the rule. I'm not being sarcastic, but I am joking around. You know, if you want to share some wisdom with the world today, we are broadcasting to the entire planet, to the entire universe. So if you've ever had a message to share with the world, now is your time. Now is your moment. Use my hand to cast a shadow over the picture. What do you mean? What does that do? That's an interesting effect, but I am curious at what it does. What are we doing? What is this magic that you speak of? What is this magic you speak of, Aaron? I'm being silly, but I'm not being sarcastic. We are totally open to what you have to say. You know how I learned to paint? One of the ways I contribute learning to paint to a lot of things, of course, to a lot of things. But one of the things that I would say was incredibly helpful to me was going on to like Instagram groups and seeking like the most critical feedback I could find, because you don't have to listen to everybody. You don't have to agree with anything anybody says, but along the way, you find some people that really give you some amazing ideas that you're like, wow, I did not see that in my art. I didn't realize that I was doing that. And then you're like, oh, yeah, thank you so much for, telling me or sharing with me what you feel was missing from my artwork. And that is one of the great lessons that I had about the internet, is It's a great place to find incredible feedback. To decide where gray should go. Oh, thank you. All right, well, there we go. To decide where gray should go. Well, that is an interesting technique. I might have to look that up. I don't know exactly, how using that manifests right now. But that's kind of cool. I feel like, I could kind of see, I could almost kind of see and figure out what's being asked of me. But one of these lips looks a little smaller than the other. That's okay. We're just gonna leave this. Well, it's gotta be around the same size, right? It's gotta be symmetrical. No? Should we make it symmetrical? Should I go the extra mile and make sure that it looks symmetrical? I feel like I have to now. As long as I can match this color. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go through all of it again. I'm gonna find this more natural pink. I don't want it to be too red. It has to be like just a much more neutral pink. Otherwise, it becomes too modern. I don't want it to look too modern. Is that right? Speaking of which, Aaron, if you want, what does that even mean, speaking of which? Does anybody actually even know what that actually means? Because I have no clue. I just know that it means like, hey, speaking of, let's talk about this other thing. But Aaron, you sound like an artist. If you want, let me know, and I will plug your channel here. We will plug Aaron and give him a shout out. I will let you have an opportunity to steal some of my viewers. I will send some of the people in this live stream your way. How's that lip looking? All right, it still looks kind of small, but I think it's better now. I like where this is at. So we're gonna stop messing with the face for now. We're gonna come back to it, but I do need to work on some other stuff on this. No, I'm staying. But if Aaron Williamson wants to plug his YouTube channel, we should go visit. Michael, is there already Halloween where you live? It's not Halloween here yet. Michael is living in the future. Michael is living in the year 2025, the day tomorrow. The day after today. So let's see. Let's go. Let me jump into this live stream. We're going to give Michael Williamson a plug. Aaron Williamson. Aaron Williamson. Go-to channel. Oh. Well, Aaron Williamson doesn't have a channel, so I can't plug, but he's been around since 2015. You gotta get your art out there, bro. Or sis. All right, here's what I need though. I need to get this lip here. rid of that shadow. The shadow isn't doing any favors for anybody. Not doing anybody favors. This lip is much higher. I can't live with myself if this lip is that much higher. All right, that's better. Who's saying inappropriate things? Let me bet that it's Dave. You message. Oh, it's not Michael. It's not Dave. It's Michael Wilbur. Michael Wilbur is the one sending inappropriate messages. Michael Wilbur said lips need to be bigger. Well, for once, it's not Dave sharing inappropriate messages. Congratulations, Dave. I was wrong about you. My favorite drink. I like a good tea. Or orange juice. I like orange juice. I like orange juice more than I like apple juice. I like tea more than I like coffee. Although I do like a good coffee, 3/4 tea, 1/4 coffee. Like pomegranate juice. All right, let's see. These hands need some attention. You know, I don't drink that much soda, but when I do, it's Coca-Cola. I love me a good Coca-Cola. I'm a Coca-Cola guy. It's just, I love good Coca-Cola. I am a Coca-Cola guy. I am whatever I say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the news, the paper, every day I am. Yeah, sweet tea's good. You know, sweet tea. But you know what I found out was crazy the other day? So I picked up a can of Minute Maid, which is made by the Coca-Cola company. Minute Maid lemonade and a can of Coca-Cola, and I compared the sugar in each one. And Minute Maid lemonade had 42 grams of sugar, and Coca-Cola like 38 or 39 grams of sugar. And it just blew my mind that Minute Maid lemonade had more sugar than a Coca-Cola. But that's like scary to me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's a scary thing to me. All right, let's raise this up. Let's get higher. Let's go higher. Getting higher. Higher, higher. Okay. That should not be past. No, that's a little bit too. No, that's a little too far. I need to brush this back a little bit. Let's go brush this back. That should not be further up. Slightly above that. It should be slightly above that. your favorite is the guitarist. Oh yeah, Picasso's guitarist. That's like one of his. That's his one of his Blue Period paintings, right? Picasso's Blue Period. Or are you talking about a different one? Oh yeah, today's live stream is titled "Quit Your Whining and Go Make Something." So yes, I felt that I wanted to have a slightly more abrasive title to today's live stream. Someone out there is going to benefit from the title of this live stream more than just like you are enough. Right? There's so many messages that say people are enough that I think everybody knows that they're enough. Or maybe not enough people know that they're enough. So I decided to go with a message that was straight up, quit your whining and go make something. Like, I know I'm enough. I don't need to be told that I'm enough. I know that I'm enough. All right, we're gonna grab our gray here. Go into our cat. What's the right thing? Screamed by Edvard Munch. What are people asking of me today? Bring the fingers together? Never, Michael. Too late. I can fix a lot of things. Okay, we're going to take a vote. We're going to do a vote here. If we get to 10 votes, more than 10 votes of yes, 10, but it has to be 10 more than no. So if there's 15 no's, then there has to be 25 yeses. Should we reinstate Kate? Reinstate Kate? Reinstate. It's going to be a poll. It's going to be a poll. And Kate we have to get 10 more yeses than no's. So if there's one no, there has to be 11 yeses. If there's 0 no's, there has to be 10 yeses. If there's 20 no's, there has to be 30 yeses. And I'll let this sit until reinstate Kate. Actually, this might even look better over here. We're doing poll. This is going to be a fair poll. What did Kate do? So I had Kate become a moderator. I let Kate be a moderator for one day because somebody was annoying her. So, and I mentioned to the entire chat that I would only allow it to be one day where she can exercise her power of banning people, which she gladly exercised. And I just want to give the chance. It seems Dave is very supportive of having Kate as a moderator. Which decade had the greatest music? You know what? I would say I like the music from the 80s. I know that's not the option. But the problem with me is I don't know like exactly what decades. Like the 90s and the 2000s are mixed for me, right? Like, is Linkin Park 90s or are they 2000s? Because I feel like they were hot in the 2000s, but they probably started in the 90s. Or, you know, Metallica's definitely started back in like the 70s and the 80s. Or, I don't know. I think Backstreet Boys are pretty good as far as boy bands go. Backstreet Boys. Sheryl Crow. Is Sheryl Crow 90s? I mean, country music had a lot, so I don't know where these like 90s and 2000s. Sometimes they're like a mix up for me. And of course, you know, the greatest era I think is probably like the 80s. It's probably up there. But it's not an easy choice. All right, so we got 10 votes. It looks like I'm gonna give this a few more seconds. And I do want to say this, Kate. I will reinstate it, but I can't promise that you'll have it forever, okay? I can't promise that. I do appreciate you wanting to be a moderator. I do appreciate the fact that you have support. And all right, well, here we go. So 11 people are for it. Seems like nobody is against it. It is a unanimous decision to reinstate Kate. So hopefully she doesn't bring down my entire channel with one sweep of the moderator, with the moderating. There we go. All right. So reinstate Kate. There we go. Kate is now a moderator. I don't know how long this will be for, but Kate has had 100% vote. There are many people that would be very upset at me for doing this. You are fairly new, but hey, Kate's been like the number 1 or the number 2 viewer for multiple streams in a row. So of course she definitely deserves it. She's very worthy, and I'm very grateful. I feel gratitude for her being around and being a part of my live stream. For Kate being a part of the live stream. Thank you. I should be the one that is so excited to have a new moderator. I am the one that's very excited about having a new moderator. Right? Okay, there we go. So that was the occasion of the day. That is the question of the day. This finger looks a little jacked up. I'll say I probably need to round it out a bit more. We'll figure that out. I think it just needs to be less round. I think I know what needs to happen. Let's make it less round. So we're gonna bring some nice thick gray into this. Nice thick layer of gray. I need to lengthen the finger, but for now, we're just gonna leave this. That needs to be black, actually. Oh, I'm messing with this hand. But we'll leave this. We get the idea. I know what I gotta do. It's really funny, that hand. What am I doing? Round it out. Cover it up a little bit until we're ready to make something of ourselves. All right, so I mean, I think, you know what I do find fascinating though is that 12 people decided to vote to reinstate Kate. There must be a lot of lurkers. There must be lots of lurkers, and I appreciate that. I appreciate people who lurk. You know, just too shy to say hello, and that's It's okay to be shy. We're all shy once in a while, right? You know, when I was a kid, people would call me shy, and I would just think to myself, you know, it's not that I'm shy. I just don't like talking to these adults. You know, like when I was like 8 years old, I would be like around these adults, and I'll be like, "Oh, you're so shy," and I'm like, you know what? I just have like nothing to talk to you about. Honestly, like you're 43, and I'm 5 to 8 years old, and you know, there's absolutely nothing that I really in my life that was really necessary to share with you. Just random conversation, random thoughts. Why am I saying that? Oh yeah, I was saying that because of the lurkers. So sometimes lurkers just, you know, they just don't want to be involved, and that's okay. So we're gonna blend this in. This is gonna be, blend some of this in, add some more of these colors around. One thing about Bouguereau's work is he somehow made all his paintings so smooth. Everything about his painting is just so dang smooth. I just don't understand how his painting is so dang smooth. Excuse my language. I was so impressed and fascinated by Bouguereau's work. Which is why I have totally opted to. Michael's like, I know how he does it. Michael knows how everything is achieved. Michael is the greatest mind in this room, creative mind, second only to Omizu. Greatest mind in our creative mind in the room. And why is Omizu the greatest mind? Because he is a paid member of this channel, which means he gets the extra blank points. But there's a logical reason for that. There's a logical reason. Not to make anybody feel weird about Omizu's paid subscription, but there's a logical reason. You know, Omizu helps to support the art financially, and that goes a long way. But if you can't do that, that's cool too. I appreciate you being here and being a part of these live streams, all of you. It's the artist behind that smoothness. Give her a hint of the knuckle, you'll back up the hand into the details more. You know what? I do need to give a hint of a knuckle. You're right. Michael is the greatest mind here, only second to Omizu, but if Omizu's not here, then Michael is technically the greatest creative mind here. So good job, Michael. Good job, Mr. Michael. I need to add some shadows. That's what needs to happen. Yes, Omizu has her mod status back. Ah, well, Michael is no longer the number one #1 brain in this live stream now. That title is now held by Omizu instantly. Yes. Omizu has the title. Ha 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 ha. The title goes to Omizu. Alright, so that's my evil laughter. Okay. Omizu, were you not here for the vote? So 12 out of 12 people voted to reinstate Kate's mod status. So that's that. 12 out of 12 people. Crystal is cool. What is up? Crystal is cool. Welcome to the live stream where we just say random things until at some point something interesting is said. And we should all worship Kate now that she has been reinstated as mod. Just kidding, you don't actually have to do that. Please don't feel as if you have to worship anybody. That would be very weird. But I know Dave wants us to worship Kate, but I don't know. Do what feels right, people. Dave was the one that got this whole thing started with Kate. How did Kate get her mod status? Well, Dave said so. Dave has a surprising amount of influence in his live stream, considering the fact that he just trolls me all day. Makes fun of my art. He criticizes me 20 times a day. What's going on? Why is view deleted message? Why is Kate? All right, Kate. Why is Kate harassing Michael? All right, Kate. I'm gonna have to. I don't know what happened with Michael, but I'm gonna have to remove your moderator status. Unless there was some agreement between you two. Can't just ban Michael Wilbur. Michael Wilbur is like the grand poobah. I don't even know what a grand poobah is, but that sounds like the right type of. The people have spoken, but I don't know. Michael is the people too. Unless Michael comes back and he's like, I love that. Thank you so much for putting me in my place. Thank you so much for banning me, Kate. I really appreciate it. I hope Kate bans me every time I come in this room. Unless Michael comes back and says that, I cannot ethically reinstate Kate. But it was a good, it was a good effort. And it was only 600 seconds, which is like 5 minutes. I should go. I don't know. Can I unban people? Michael did not deserve to be banned. Let's see. I don't actually know how to unban people, but we'll wait till Michael gets back. If Michael's like, you can reinstate Kate, I'll do it. But did Michael vote? I don't know if Michael voted. I'm not convinced that Michael voted. So therefore, we shall see. What's up, Blahaj? Blahaj. The Blahaj is here. The Blahaj. The great Blahaj has arrived. Who's the great Blahaj, you ask? Yes, there's Cat. If Michael, okay, let's just put it this way. If Michael comes back tonight, then you can get your mod status back. If he comes back tonight and he's like, haha, that was funny, please do it again, then I will reinstate it. You're playing Resident Evil 4 Remake and you're just scrolling. Well, thanks for scrolling here. All right, Michael, you have the power to reinstate Kate. Your one vote. I took off Kate's moderating powers. If you want to reinstate Kate, I can do it. But if you choose not to reinstate Kate, hey, no one will be upset at you. Except maybe Kate, and that's fine. I did not I did not approve of that. So there we have it. All right, Michael has spoken, the Wilbur has spoken, and therefore Kate will not have her moderator powers returned. At least not tonight. Maybe another night. Maybe another night. But no matter what, hey Kate, just want to say thanks for being at least the number 1 or number 2 fan multiple days in a row. Let's just leave it at that, all right, people? We don't need to complicate this fandom any further. Okay, Dave, see what you're doing? I gotta stop listening to Dave. Dave brings nothing but trouble. I thought I was trouble. I should give Michael the opportunity to ban Kate, but I should give Michael the opportunity to ban Kate, but 2 rights don't make a wrong. Which hand is closer to the viewer? I think they're both pretty close. I think I gotta distract Michael for a second. We should work on a different painting. Let's get Michael off of this painting and onto. Let's think about a different one. So we want to work on this one. This one's going to have some bright areas right around here. Go around, smooth this out. Michael, just so you know, Dave was part of your demise. I would say this hand is closer because this one, I would say this hand is definitely closer because if you're holding the cat, if I'm holding the cat like this hand's going to be in front. You know, it's something like this. Like it's got to hold his butt. You got to hold his butt. And then you got to hold his body. So this hand's slightly closer. All right. Let's see. I didn't take it. Dave, I did not take it. She took it upon herself. I believe in accepting responsibility for your actions. I accept the responsibility that I did allow Dave to influence me. I take responsibility for that. And unfortunately, it resulted in Michael Wilbur being hurt, being upset. And now I just know to not trust Dave's instincts ever again. I don't even know if I could trust Kate anymore. It's almost as if Kate and Dave are working together and they're just here just to mess with the sanctity of this live stream. Another poll for what? What do we need another poll for? What we need to do is work on our next painting. So that's what we're gonna do. What is that other painting? There's a painting that I started last night. So we're gotta paint for some extra time today because tomorrow's Halloween and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to paint tomorrow. Michael, what are you dressing up as for Halloween? Let's see if Michael seems to want to be a moderator. I just made Michael a moderator. Let's see if he takes revenge on Kate. Is Michael a benevolent moderator or is he a malevolent? Is Michael benevolent or malevolent is the question for the night. I didn't even make a poll of it. Michael has definitely earned his right to entertain the idea that he could be a moderator. But the real question remains is Michael malevolent or benevolent? Will he use his power for good or will he use his power for naught? Mystery. So here's our painting from yesterday, if anybody remembers. Right. Bring this down before I forget. Yo, Tim, let's celebrate the new guy. Or new girl. I'm guessing Tim is a new guy, but you never know. You never know. I never know these days. Let chaos reign. So we're on a new painting now. Thank you, Aaron. We're still at work on it. Barely even getting started. You know, we're only on like hour 3 of this painting. Tim is gonna subscribe. Okay, Michael, are you doing it? Is Michael really taking revenge? Welcome all the new people. Aaron, thank you for the compliments. Yes, I'm creating drama in the live stream. We're just creating some basic drama in the live stream. I don't have enough drama in my own life, so I have to put Dave against Kate, against Michael, against Kate, against Dave. And this is how we create madness. This is how chaos reigns supreme. I still got to get the this figure right. His head needs to be a little bit lower. At a much deeper angle here. Let's go for some pinks. I'm gonna go for some pink highlights around here. But thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. A little subscription goes a long way. Goes a long way. Goes a long way in helping out the algorithm so that YouTube knows what's up. We got to tell YouTube. That's the thing about social media. A lot of people complain about like social media feed and like, you know, seeing garbage or seeing whatever. But the truth is, you just got to tell YouTube what you want to see. And that sometimes that's as easy as liking or subscribing to the things that you want to see. And also making sure you reset your, your Instagram feed every once in a while, or YouTube feed. Michael's going to play chess. All right, Michael. Michael, what's your elo? What's your ranking on chess.com? I'm ranked 400. That's my chess rank. I'm very bad at chess. And I feel like I could possibly get good at it, but it's just like such a commitment. I feel like Michael probably has a really high chess elo. Ten out of 100. I have so much that needs to happen to fix this painting. There's just so much to do. Let me go for a dark, let me go for this dark color right now. Let me go for a darker brown. Come right into here. Honestly, this should all be above his head. So his head needs to be a little bit deeper down. Goes above his nose, which that's good. I'm trying to think of how far out that needs to go. One head length of his head to the end of the shoulder. So it needs to be about 3 head lengths. So let me go 1, 2, and then 3. So that's about right. Let's see, 1, 2, and then 3. So this should be right around here would be a good place to end this elbow. Tell Michael not to talk to him? Talk to who? DA, this is incredible. Wow, thanks. It's we're just slowly getting started here. This is in the process, and we are in the works of creating. By the way, this is based off another painting. I'm not going to reveal the source of this inspiration just yet, but I do want to share up front that this is not my. I mean, you know, this is a reimagining of a painting, but this is not my unique creation. This is really another master study that I'm doing before I get into more of my own work. Again. We're gonna find this pink here. Pink highlight, we're gonna come around. Right around this elbow, we're gonna come around. Get the full shape of this hand here. You know, it's funny, when people say this already looks amazing, I feel even more pressure to have to make it everything look just right. Because if the final result doesn't look good, because if it looks good now, that means I can just like finish and just call it a day, but we are far from done. This is at least another week or two of work. Another few weeks. Hey, Michael, don't talk to Kate. She's going through a hard time about the whole wrench situation. All right. Dave, are you two like on a Discord or something? Like what? How did you two become such great friends? That's just very amusing to me. I'm going to do something about this arm. This arm is extra long. This arm should be no longer than the forehead. Should be right as the shoulder, right around the shoulder. This is where it should cut down. It should pretty much fold like right here. This is such an epic painting, and I have a lot of work to do. So much work. Let me work on the face, the hair here. I'm gonna do some work on the hair. I'm gonna bring this head down a little bit. Should be like that, almost vertical right there. Just filling in the basic details, nothing, this, we're not going to get too detailed just yet. Not getting too detailed just yet, just some basic blocking. Still just working on the blocking. What is the blocking? I'm sure every artist knows, but if you're not, too regular of a painter, if you're not a regular painter, if you don't paint often, then you probably don't know what a blocking is. So what is a blocking? It's really just you're creating the block. You're blocking, making the block. You're setting up creating the blocks of your painting, I guess. Is that a good way to describe it? I don't know. I feel like it's a good way to describe it. It is the blocks of the painting. let's see, we're gonna bring this beard down, cover up this area. Let's actually work some extra details into the face here. So I want to grab like this, like a reddish, some red, pink, keep it like a nice dark color. We're gonna bring this down right here, right underneath the body here. Starting to add the color. It's a very somber, dramatic and somber piece. This is not a happy painting. Thank you, Kay. Thank you for liking my shirt. And here we go. So we're going to go to the top of this forehead here. And start to bring in some highlights on this face. We're gonna add a hint of red, little extra pops of red for our ear. A little bit more red. Excuse my throat clearing. All right, we're gonna get this blush going on the face. It's a tragedy. And actually, let's grab a little bit of this gray color so we can add these little eyebrows that are coming right here. And we're gonna brush. Let's grab, some of the highlights, just start to add in some highlights in the figure's hair here. just to start to create some dimension. Just darken a little bit. And what we got to do with this is we got to take some of the space around his head and we're going to gray it out so that we can get a more consistent shape in his head here. Let's actually whiten that up a little bit. This should be a lot lighter than his hair. So whatever the color of his hair is, this needs to be a lot lighter. We're going to lighten this up even further. Get the hair area around his hair, area around his body. And let's see. Now not unhappy. Good. Dave helps to create happiness, and Kate, which is great. Thank you. Good job, Dave. Good job for helping somebody find happiness. You may be redeemable after all. You may redeem yourself after all. Still not totally convinced, but, you know, trust takes time to rebuild. You know what I need? I need my yellow ochre again. So I haven't added any new colors since today, but got a new You think 600 pumpkins is unobtainable? Dave, got some work to do, dude. We gotta help Dave get rich to where he stops believing that 600 pumpkins is a lot. It's the mindset. Or not a lot, but like unobtainable. Even you too can obtain 100 pumpkins if you wanted to. You gotta start by believing in yourself. I guarantee you that if you stream 1,000 days of your favorite hobby or passion, you too will find somebody who will give you at least 600 pumpkins. I promise you, Dave. If you start streaming something that you're passionate about, it's like, you're virtually guaranteed to succeed. The only way you could fail is if like you're not really doing something that you're passionate about. Good point, Dave. But also, there were a lot less people on YouTube back in the day. Which means you could get a lot more views for less effort. Now you really got to actually like work for it, You really got to work for things nowadays. Or you just have to know whatever the algorithm wants. You either got to be really good at giving the algorithm what it wants, or really good at, or really just really consistent. So consistent that they can't deny you. You can do it, Dave. I believe in you. My painting is good. Thank you, Weezer. Hey, Weezer in the house. Are you the real Weezer? Tell me you're the real Weezer. Weezer. Tell me you're the real Weezer. Weezer is here. Weezer is a great band. I like Weezer. Not that Weezer ever needs my approval, but Weezer makes great music. Okay, so we're gonna come around. If I had Alexa in a room, I would have her play the Buddy Holly song. So exciting. We've got some famous the Weezer in the live stream. Just pretend. Weezer, even if you're not the real Weezer, just pretend like you're the real Weezer. It's a very long head. Peace on earth. Peace on earth. Is that so much to ask for? Weezer gave me a like. Yes, Weezer gave me a like. What's up, GT? Galaxy Trash. GT's in the house. GT's in the house. GT. And this arm is still looking really wonky. This elbow needs to not go above his dang head. So his nose, let me see where his nose goes exactly. The nose should be where the top of this elbow goes. So the nose should be right. Oh yeah, it is right there. Okay. I see. So let's actually shape. Why are we reconnecting? We got disconnected there, people. GT, what effects do you feel need to be modified with this painting today? Are you gonna ruin another one of my paintings, GT? Just kidding. Just giving you some crap, GT. Giving you a little trouble. So for any context, GT really wanted me to add some things into my painting the other night. And I did. And I really appreciate his ideas and his contribution to the live stream. I really do. I just wasn't a fan of that specific look. So I'm giving him crap for it right now. Even though I guess I really shouldn't. That's not nice, right? It's not nice. I'm not being nice. It's not very nice to do that. He didn't ask for that, right? You didn't ask for that, GT. Noah, can I paint you? Yes, I can paint you. Will I paint you? That's a whole different question. You should reach out to my agent. Who wants to be my fake talent manager right now? Right? Give me an eye, and then I could have Noah contact you about commissioning me. And if I get a commission through you from Noah, I will give you a 10% cut. All right, Weezer. So Weezer is my fake manager for this live stream. Weezer, if you can convince Noah to commission me at a good rate, you'll get 10% of it. There we go. Hey, that's how you find. Weezer is first. Weezer was first, so early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. I saw that quote the other day. It's actually a very great quote. I liked it. Cat. think there's something wrong with my internet. Something's wrong. A lot of these proportions are wrong, but that's okay. We will work them. We will work them out. All right, Weezer. I'm not repeating that joke, but I can't say that it wasn't amusing. All right, let's take a bigger brush, and let's go. Very inappropriate, Weezer. Very inappropriate. I might be working on this painting much longer than I thought because this because of this section right here. Why don't scientists trust atoms because they make up everything? There you go. Kate's here with the PC jokes. All right, let's work on a different section here. We're gonna actually bring in some dark gray to our body here. It's gonna create a shadow zone. This guy's dirty. Weezer, this is the best thing to watch before you sleep, because you know this will actually help you sleep. Ten out of 10 fake doctors, not real doctors. Doctors would never say this, but 10 out of 10 fake, not real doctors recommend watching my live streams because it could help you fall asleep. That's a joke. Real doctors have never said any such thing. Therefore, I disclaimed with fake doctors. Fake doctors might say that. Because, like, watching paint dry is known to make people want to fall asleep. It just has. It just does. Right? That's truth. You don't need evidence of that. It just sounds true. Some things just sound true, you know? Some things just sound true. How did I get these proportions so wrong? Oh, I see. I marked the knee wrong. The knee needs another inch. Let me see here. How did I make that so wrong here? I'm gonna go right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Top of the ear. This needs to go a bit higher. Whatever that is. This leg needs to go a little higher. Greg Rick, is he an artist? He must be if you're telling me about him. But let me go, and I'm actually going to raise this leg a little bit. Let's see, how high do we want it? I want it to be right around there. This is where we want the knee. That inside of the knee should be right around here. So wherever this goes. We need some more white paint. Hey, take care, Weezer. Great seeing you. Great catching a familiar brand. That would be cool if you're like an artist though, and you live stream and just like random celebrities pop into your live stream. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be the best live stream ever. Who has that much clout? Let's raise this a little bit. Raise this. We want this to go. This leg. We want some of this leg to go higher. This leg needs to go a little bit higher. So this leg's gonna come around like so. Actually, you know what? Let's get the shadow going. We're gonna get a nice little shadow going, popping around this corner here. That's gonna help us establish something. It's gonna help us establish a leg. So if we go up here, past the guy's head right here. And here we go. So that's gonna go up like so, just past his head. And we're gonna get the other side. This area is gonna need to go a little higher. Honestly, this will cut down here. We need some nice, really deep shadows. We're gonna go for some really deep shadows into the leg area right here, just so we can establish this section. With some nice deep shadows. So this shadow is going to come right up to here. Reshaping this leg here. And we're going to come around like so, bring this down. This is going to curve up and around. And really just exercising observation here. I'm not even like, I don't really even know the exact, well, I do know the muscle groups, but you know, this isn't really like as much anatomy as it is just observing what I'm seeing and going with it. Going deep with these shadows again. We're going to come right around the foot. And just reshaping these legs pretty much is what I'm working on right now. My favorite artists, singers, I like, as far as female singers, I like Lana Del Rey. As far as male artists, I like John Legend, Andre Bocelli. I actually like opera. I like Andre Bocelli. He's a very, very talented human being. Try to find a life color with life in it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this painting. This painting is really hard. We'll see. I always say that at like a certain point in my painting, when it's just like not looking good. I always say that. You just have to make it through. And I always realize like you just have to make it through this awkward phase till eventually it clicks, right? That's it. Every single time, it's the same thing. You just gotta make it through this phase. Never changes. It's always the same thing. So let me start to add some browns in. I need to add a brown so that I can start to get the feet. So this should come into here. And we're going to bring down like an ankle. Where's a good place for an ankle? Should be, I think, about a third. If we go up the calf, if we go knee about halfway, should be about, if we go up here about halfway, if we go about halfway, the foot should be almost like half of that. So let me see, finding another proportion here. Bottom of the knee to the middle of the thing, and then the other thing to the thing. So whatever this halfway point is, the foot should make up about half. So let me find out where that halfway point is. Foot should start at right about the halfway point is where the ankle should start. So if I cut this in half, if I cut this section in half, halfway down would be right around here. This is where the ankle needs to start. So we're going to come down straight, and then bring this ankle in. Sketching out the ankle right now. Sketching out the foot. And the foot should actually come out past the ankle. Just a tiny bit. Let's see if that's right. I gotta double check this. So half, and the foot should really make up about half. Yeah. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and then 5 goes the big toe. 5 with the big toe. And we're gonna bring in some more wet color here. We're just gonna go straight up. Some lighter color here. Is that foot starting to look a bit more proportional? It just needs to look proportional rather than off balance. That's going to be that long. Maybe the foot needs to even start higher. Because the bottom of the knee is like right there, right? The knee's going to start right where that curve is. Just as that curves around. That's going to be halfway up the leg. Halfway from the knee. Halfway up the leg. And this should be about half. That really should probably be even higher. Yeah, this is still too. Gotta work this foot. Gonna have to work this foot. I'm gonna go. Should be even higher here. I'm gonna come around. That's the ankle on that side. The other one should be a little bit higher. So we're going to come around like this. And let's see now. All right, not too bad. It looks wacky now, but I think proportion-wise, it's not too bad. All right, let's work this other foot here. This other foot's kind of hiding in the back. So we're gonna let this other foot hide in the back. It's gonna be just above. Let's see, this toe maybe could be a little bit bigger. I'm gonna bring the toe around. Actually, you know what? Let's just make this bigger no matter what. And yeah, this does go way past wherever this piece is. Wherever the shadow line is, this foot needs to go past anyway. So we're gonna make this a little bit bigger. Go straight up. Get the ankle right around here. Now let's raise this right around here. Should be about the same width. Going up to that ankle here. And going straight up. A slight curve. That should be our foot. Yo, Mizu's back. Everybody, tell the world Omizu's back. Omizu's back again. Back again. I think the feet are looking a bit better proportion now, so we can actually move forward a little bit. Feet are better proportion. That's exactly what we want. Good proportioned feet. They weren't exactly well proportioned before. So now if we have good proportioned feet, we can, move on. This also right here, you go a little bit higher on the left side here, so raise this ankle just a little bit. How's that look? A little bit better, right? Yeah. It actually makes a lot more sense. Just blending down some of these colors just to create like a nice little mid-tone. And let's see, actually this might even be, I could exaggerate this more and then bring this up faster. Bring this up straight up faster. I think our legs are looking okay. And we have adjusted and modified how the angle of this guy. I think his arm still needs a lot of work up here. So let's do some work here. Let's figure out what else we could do to capture some of these proportions more accurately. Like his torso is way too long. But maybe that's okay. I mean, this is still a little too far out. So many things, so many issues. But that's okay. That's what this phase is for. Usually people plan it ahead of time. Oh wow, this should be. Why is this still not the right length? This is still not the right length here. It's from here to there. This is still not the right length. And the head might be a little too small. Let me see. The head length is like that. So if we do that for the head length, so head pecs about right there, that's about right. And then navel's about right there, that's about right. Navel to crotch is about right. Crotch to leg is about right. Crotch to, well, it's a little bit bigger. Bottom of the knee to halfway. Yeah, I mean, the dimensions are okay. The head could be a little bit bigger. And then the head, it should be about two head widths, right? So 2.5 head widths. So the shoulder could probably be a little shorter. This is probably out a little too far. Trying to understand what's going wrong with this right now. So let's see. Toe to that. One. To ear is one. So let's see. Toe to top is about one. Close. And this to the ear is two. Very close. Not totally close. But whatever the distance from so this whole thing should be half of this distance. So this body should really be much bigger. How much bigger can I make it? All right, let me see. I'm gonna do a measurement ankle to calf. Let's do the calf length. That's what I'm using as proportions right now. So calf length right there. Calf length should be up to the hands. So whatever this length is to the calf should be about here up to the hands. Alright, this isn't bad. Maybe his head just needs to be bigger. Let me check the size of the head, maybe that's why. So total length of the head should be about the size of this body right here, this torso. So this head could be a bit bigger. Let's try that. Let's try to make the head a bit bigger. That's what we're gonna do. head needs to be about the size of the torso right here. So there. Go a bit bigger around the side here. And that hair should take up more than half the head, so. Still in the planning phase. This is something you should do much more efficiently early on, but I kind of like the freeness of not being totally right on at the beginning. Head should actually be bigger than the torso. That's only with this, so let's go like that. What am I talking about, people? I'm just constantly measuring, trying to figure out proportions to get this just right. Figure it out like this. Give the head some more width. Let's clean up her hair. So her hair is just going to come a little lower now. No, that's like the same thing. I didn't do anything just now. It needs to come a little lower. It almost feels like I did nothing. Oh, come on. Is now time for a break? I don't know. You make the head bigger. Let's go like this. It's not making sense to me is why that I can't get this head's proportion just right. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe it's got to be even bigger. Maybe I need to sleep on it. This whole section. This section head needs to be bigger. Head needs to be way bigger. Maybe I should sketch it out instead of trying to paint it in. Let's see, so the head needs to be from there to there. So from this, let's go like this. So from there to there, we go, the head has to be from there to there. It's not bad, actually. There, there to there. Okay. It's a bit better. This beard down a bit further. I think I need to call this a nap. Yo, what's up, Danny? Danny says, I diffidently have talent. Stubbornly have talent. Diffidently? What is. Thank you. It's all good. No reason to apologize. After all, this really is just a copy anyway, so. Wherever that length is, let's see. This length should be that length. Be that length. Yep. This length should be that length. Should be this length. Does that even fit there? Let's see. Yeah, that fits there. It fits. I'm just not trusting my own judgment. So let's see. Whatever that should take up about a whole half, right? That should take up more than half. So let's try to do this. We're gonna go take our hair, grab the brown. Take this brown. Wherever this point is. And bring her down a little bit. The internet is the perfect place to find out. To find out if you can handle criticism. Let's go like this. We're gonna bring our hands. We're gonna bring our nice dark color here. Let's just make sure that this is accurate. You know, I'm gonna find some accuracy in this hair. Still should be, hand should be about halfway up, but this can come down a bit further. Oh, that just can't be right. How am I going to navigate this? How long I do painting? I don't know. Tonight I'm gonna go for a while because I want to get this to a point where I actually feel good about it, and it's really far from that. I want to at least get like the major shapes and ideas, checked in, clocked in. Maybe that kind of maybe I've set my expectations too high. I don't know yet. We're gonna find out. Excuse me. And then we're going to go with a darker, we're going to go with the pale just so we could establish the face. You can actually start to see that it's a hand, I think. So we'll bring the thumb around. And the hard part after this is just figuring out the making sure that all the hand dimensions actually work. Why is this so bright right here? Oh, because it's not even painted in. Duh. Alright, come on, let's go. Let's get this section painted in, just so we can have a consistent color. Let me get this color painted in right here. Yo, Nyla Thompson, Amit Portraits, Danny Hernandez. Look at the room. This is the room of excellence. Only excellence thrives here. Nothing else, only excellence. I was in a funny stream today. If anyone ever wants like an incredibly entertaining live streamer who like makes very interesting art, definitely check out Don Drell. But he says today he goes, you know, some of your art sucks, but that doesn't matter. Go make it anyway, or something like that. I don't want to misquote the guy, but he's just like freaking. It was just freaking hilarious. There's the very funny, entertaining guy who like says it like it is, and you know that's that. He just speaks his mind. Very funny live stream. Whatever the length of that is, just go a little bit further. No, maybe like right here. This should just naturally fall into an angle here. All right, let's go. Let's find some paleness in this body here. Kate, why do you keep retracting your messages? You saying inappropriate things, please. Careful. Can't afford to have you get in more trouble with YouTube. Can't do it. We need you. We need you, Kate. We need you in good standing with YouTube. to find some browns here. We're just going to go into brown like this. Actually, this needs to go even higher. Actually, you know what? I think this is a little too low. We're going to go higher with this. Let's figure this out. So many things to work on. All right, we're just adding some extra white here. Bring this up. All right, let's see. How do we go from here? This needs to come around from this area right here. This needs to come around. So Amit's also an artist. Amit got an Instagram channel. Feel free to plug it, man. Plug your anybody who comes in here can introduce themselves by just saying, "Hey, I'm an artist too." Blah blah blah, etc. etc. You're totally welcome. You are welcome to share whatever it is that you have to say. Just say it. Plug it. No need for politeness. Politeness is for people who are not friends. So I should gray this out actually. This would be a good, if I gray this out a bit. Gray this out just a little bit. That might give us the color that we're looking for. A little bit of a yellow gray. Let's keep going with this color. We're gonna keep using some really thin oil paint to try to find our ideas here. What is this little area right here? It's shadow. I painted the shadow area, so now I gotta tone it down. What's this section? This is doesn't need to be like that. I like how raw it looks right now, but you're gonna head off today. All right, cool. Thanks, Kate. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate you sticking around. Thank you for being a moderator for at least, a half hour or something. It's a shame it didn't work out. It would have been great to have you on as a moderator, but you know what? Michael Wilbur is an OG. Is an OG. Let me try to find some more proportions. So the length of the head, I can't really trust the length of the head, but it'll help. What about the length of her head? Her head should be the shoulder to the end. Length of her head should be shoulder to elbow. What can I use? What can I use? Because these proportions are quite off and it needs to be modified in order for this to look good. Need some modifications. Very, very sudden drop. Should be a very sudden drop. As soon as it hits this section, we should have this like little drop right here. And then her backside should just be like right there. That's where it should really end. Let's see, even that's a little too far. Just looks huge. The deranged pilot. Why do you feel the desire to tell me that Jesus loves me? Just out of curiosity. I'm not questioning you as a, I'm not like questioning. I mean, I am questioning, but I'm not like questioning who you are. I'm just curious. I am genuinely curious why you want to tell me that. Do you feel as if I don't know that, or do you feel as if more people should know that, or what is your thought process behind that? What is it that makes you feel as if you'd like to spread kind words like that? How does that bring you joy? What are you apologizing for, Kate? You don't need to apologize. Oh yeah, you're apologizing for Michael. Yes. Well, that you should apologize to Michael. You don't need to apologize to me, but definitely Michael. You apologize to Michael. All right, we're actually almost. I'm gonna wrap up soon. I just want to take a smaller brush. I want to do some work with a smaller brush. I'm gonna clean off my brush. I'm getting like a nice small brush. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can do anything with this small brush right now. Maybe get a couple of shadows in. Start to define some spaces. So we're going to define some space here, right along her neckline. know what? We can actually add some of this shadow into our figure here. Right where this crease kind of comes around, we could bring some of this around. Does that look right? Yeah, no, that's okay. And then we're gonna come around. We gotta give her neck some width. So we're gonna give a little bit right around her, below her shoulder, just below her shoulder. We're gonna come around and crease of her neck. Gonna start to add some definition here. Let's actually bring this around. You know, I'm not gonna do it on here yet, but maybe right around in the body area. I want to go into the body where her shoulder is. And this arm is gonna look forever weird if I don't figure this out. What is weird about it? What is making me feel uncomfortable about it? Why does it look so funny? Guess the forearm isn't big enough? Yeah, the forearm is kind of scrawny, huh? It is a bit of a scrawny forearm. Maybe that's what I gotta do. So we gotta enlarge the forearm. Let's give the forearm some dimension here. Let's do that. I'm gonna get a nice pale pink here. Nice pale pink color. I think this is okay. This section is okay. We just gotta this down like so. Need a bigger brush. Clean this off. How's that? That's a little better, actually. A little bit better. Huh. But I don't think it's proportional. That's the issue. I don't know if it's necessarily proportional. Let's see if we can establish it just a little bit better before we head off, because this arm really means a lot. This specific arm. We're just gonna paint some highlight areas just to kind of get a feel for it. Maybe the hands need to be even bigger. All right, let's do this. Maybe if I do the head length to the torso, if I go head to torso, see this hand, I see what's going on now. If I'm going to do this leg, I mean, this leg should be a little bit wider, but that's okay. This leg could do with a little bit more width, but let's just say it doesn't. Whatever's happening, this hand has to be like right here. Let's go again. Let's go again. All right, I need a break. I'm done for the night. I need to keep looking at it, and then looks like he stuck his fingers in a jar of something brown, but that's okay. Too much mineral spirits for me from one night. And let this dry simmer. All right. Let's close this up. Let's call this a night. Made some progress. All right. That's all we need to do. Progress. Day by day. A little bit of progress every day goes a long way. All right, with that, everybody, thank you for being here. We will continue this on another day. I might even just give him some more, some more melanin. But this is gonna bother me so much. I just cannot get this. It's either his hand. I think his hand's his hand's definitely too small. Because if you think about a hand, right? If you look at a hand, it could cover an entire knee. I mean, that's the issue, right? So if you look at a hand, it could cover a knee. And if you look at that hand is not going to cover these knees. So I just gotta make the hands bigger, I think. That's probably the only thing I really need to do. So we'll modify that. I think our feet are looking okay. I don't know if it's necessarily proportional to the calves. I might have to make this foot a little bigger, but we'll keep working that. Got a lot more work to do, but things are getting a little better. So we're gonna call this. Keep that outside. I'm gonna come over there and eat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm literally just wrapping up now.
Oh, okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you. We're going to good night. Good night. Good night.